So this video will be lower body functional movement like squatting and lunges to create that really great base of support. You want to make sure that your knees, your hips, your lower back all feel pain-free and no compression. So if you feel something going on, pause, readjust, take a break. You may have to adjust the placement of your feet, right? So we will start with a wide stance with the toes just a little bit pointed outwards, right? You don't want to overdo the turnout. Take a moment to ground your feet into the floor, spread your toes out, and then inhale as the arms reach up. And exhale, release down. Ground the feet as you lift the spine, lift the arms. Release the breath out. One more, nice full breath. Exhale, release down. Shoulders just move up and back, doesn't need to be big. Just allow a little bit of movement through the shoulders here. Deepen your breath. And feel as though your hands are being pulled down towards the earth as you bend the knees over your toes. So the knees are going a little bit to the sides. And you might follow your hands a little bit out. You want to keep your spine tall and look straight ahead. Going at your own pace. You may not go as deep as I'm going. Go to the range that feels okay. You also want to make sure that you're keeping your spine relatively long, so you're not sending your hips back, right? So you're maintaining your hips and head in the same alignment, straight up and down. Again, no pain through the knees. Now you might stay low, maybe it's not all the way down, but the range that feels okay for you. Bring your hands to your hips and take little pulses from your feet. Imagine your feet pushing down into the floor. Exhale to draw your tummy muscles up and in. Keep breathing. When in doubt, take a long, slow exhale. Good. Stay low and hold if all feels well, and extend the arms. Breathe here. You can always take out some range if you need to. Make sure you're not straining the knees or the neck. If this is too much on the neck or shoulders, take the arms wider. And then press into the floor to come up. Now, you're going to keep your legs straight. Push your toes down into the floor, especially your big toes. This will take your heels off the floor. You're balancing here, lifting the inner thighs into the center of your body, lifting through the front of your abdominals, and then maybe take the arms out to the sides. If your ankles are okay there, bend the knees again. You decide how far to go. Press away. You might need to bring the arms in a little bit to not feel tension through your shoulders, your neck. Once again, you can always just relax the arms. Don't want to feel tension in the back or the shoulders. Keep breathing. One more time. The slow, sustained movement brings more strength into the legs. Lower the heels down, hands to your hips, and then just heel toe your feet back together again. So now you're pretty parallel here. We're going to take a version of chair pose. Now everyone does this a bit differently, right? And it depends on your body. So again, it's about sending your hips back like you're sitting into a chair, so wide through your sitting bones. And you're not thinking about your knees really far forward. Come back up again. In fact, when you bend, I'd like you to think of your shins moving forward as your tailbone goes back. Your shins moving forward, and then stand, straight legs. Again, like that, shins move forward, tail moves back, and push away from the floor. And now stay in that squat. And again, if your low back bothers you, you might just curl your tail under a little bit. Make sure your body isn't getting too low. So keep it relatively upright, but bring your chin towards your throat. Take the arms back. Swing gently through the arms and through the knees. Feel your feet grounded into the floor. They're not lifting off or tensing. Keep coming back to that exhale whenever you think of it. And then pause here. You can take the hands behind the head, but that's quite a bit on the back. So if that feels like too much, extend the arms behind you, right? So either reaching back or behind the head. Either one is great. And then press into the toes, push away from the floor, and lower the heels down. Shift forward, pushing the big toes down, and lower. And 2 more times, press down, make sure your body doesn't lean too far forward. 1 more time, push down. This time, come all the way up to your tippy toes by pushing away from the floor, drawing your abdominals in, taking the arms out in front of you, and then lower the heels down. Okay, so now we're gonna go all the way to the floor. It's gonna look like this. You're gonna start seated with your legs in front of you. You're going to bend both knees to one side and swing your leg and arm across your body and swing it back to go to the other side. Swing across and return. So continue that motion. So you're allowing it to be smooth and use some momentum. Then you're going to keep it going this time so that you step on that foot for a moment and then return back to both feet on the floor. And then other side, stand on that foot, return. So that you're basically rolling onto one foot. Keep going. Your heart rate might go up. And if you feel comfortable, you can maybe stand onto that foot and then come back down. Stand onto that foot, come back down. Keep going, keep breathing. Rest when you need to. You can use as much speed and momentum as you need. And then do a couple where you slow it down, come back to center. Now, you're going to use one of those to stand up. So you're going to do 2 times, 1 on each side. Go over to one side, stand on the foot, come up, stand on the foot. This time stand all the way up and you're back on your feet. So that is a great way to create functional movement through your lower body, right? Kids are always into the floor. As adults, we're pretty disconnected from the floor. So that's a great way to reteach your body to do that. All right, next we're going to do lunges. So you're going to take your left foot in front, let's say. And so this doesn't need to be your deepest lunge, right? So pick a range that feels good to you. Hands to your hips, and the leg that's back, pull that hip a little forward because it's going to want to go back. So pull it forward in space, and then feel your weight even through both feet. Take a moment here, relax your shoulders, breathe deeply, and imagine that you're squeezing your legs together. And then lean a little bit into your front leg and push off the floor to take your back foot off the floor. Gently land it back down. Shift into the front leg, push off of it, and land it. Key is taking your time. You're not going to rush to land it. You're going to push away, take the balance, and then smoothly find the floor. You can add the arms like this. So it's almost becoming a warrior 3 where you come forward, and again, you decide how much range is okay for you. And again, come forward. And one more time, come forward. Land in the lunge. Bring the hands to the hips and bring the feet together. Okay, other leg in front. Find your lunge. Your back hip may want to swing back. You're going to pull it forward. Feel your weight even on both feet. Shift forward into the front foot. Find the floor. Breathe. Push off. Slowly, smoothly land it. Slowness is the key. Push away. And land. And a couple more. You might add the arms reaching back and landing. reaching back. Landing. Let's do one more time. Reaching back. Landing in your lunge and walking the feet together. Shake it out. So then you're going to find a support. It can be like a ledge or a counter or a chair, something you can put your hand on, and you're going to stand sideways to it. So this is totally ballet moves here. So you're going to be turned out with your heels a little bit out. Again, don't force it, right? Keep it relatively conservative for your knees. Draw up your belly, and your hand can be in your hip if that helps. Lightly touch your hand onto the support and bend your knees out to the sides and push away from the floor to straight legs. Bend the knees and push away. Now, you can go as far down as you feel comfortable going. It obviously takes a lot more strength and there's some pressure on the knees if you go really far. You also want to make sure don't compromise your back. So you're going to not let your butt go back. You're going to keep your butt straight down. Do a few more. Look straight ahead. Breathe. Keep breathing. And then rest. Come back to parallel feet. Take a simple roll down to close. So you'll bring the feet relatively close together. Inhale to reach your arms up. Exhale, open your arms and just dive over your legs. Forward fold, let your head drop down. Bend the knees as much as you need to. You might nod the head yes. The arms dangle off the body. And very slowly roll up because your tailbone drops down and the spine slowly restacks itself until eventually at the end your head is on top again. I hope you feel a little stronger and supported through your legs. Thanks for joining me.